my favourite entrepreneur, Benjamin Netanyahu, the founder of the Yahoo search engine. If you don't know who that is, you can just Google it later. Ah, what a party! Everyone's complaining about lack of mobile phone signal. You all desperately want to text other people. 30th birthdays are weird, aren't they? Like they're a weird social experiment. Because it's like, you'd never bring your mum to your 21st, would you? But with your 30th. It's like, Billsby and his mates don't really know how they should behave. Because even if you're an inverted commas lad, you do put on a different voice when you meet the parents. Have you noticed that? You meet your friend's parents, like, oh, good day, I work... You always say, instead of saying, I work in a shop, you go, I work in retail. You start putting on airs and graces, because for some reason you're terrified of your friend's mum's judgment of you, when really she'll just be glad you've got friends. It's great that the comedians have been having fun already this evening, that they've been introduced to the whole family. And they'll be like, oh, how do you know Billsby? And they're just, the two there are just like, we've just been paid to be here. It's one thing all Billsby's friends have in common. A bit hard. Oh, come on, it was even out of the birthday bumps, wasn't it? How did that become a tradition? We're going to punch the birthday boy, and each punch symbolises a year he survived. Not nice, is it? I think I would rather be playfully mocked than punched. Although, I mean, I wish that wasn't the only, like, there's a false dichotomy. I'd like a third option, which were the people just nice to me. But this is Britain! It doesn't bloody happen anymore, does it? We're all going to snipe at each other and disagree over everything. Do you know, things are, though, thank God, gradually getting back to normal. That's something I'm very, very relieved about. But a couple of things just will not go away. I put out a load of it myself today. Hazard tape. Have you seen this? I don't know why this is such a thing. I don't know how the instruction to make your business slightly COVID safe got misheard to wrap your boutique coffee shop in so much hazard tape it will resemble an angry wasp. It's not very inviting, is it? But I guess maybe that's the point. I'm a bit slow on the uptake, especially when it comes to trends and spotting trends. I'd never be a good investor because I've waited to this stage in proceedings to invest in a bulk order of 3,000 rolls of hazard tape. My bedroom looks like the Robot Wars arena. It's an interesting age profile of the lots of 90s people in. Makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, Robot Wars, I think the Victorian equivalent, for those who weren't around in the 90s, they had Clockwork Wars, I think. Though I wasn't alive then either. I don't know why you're coming to me for knowledge. I did history A-level, it doesn't mean I've retained anything. Just give me a break, I'm just doing a very strange job. Most people are just allowed to come to parties, get drunk, throw up and go home. I have to do this. So anyway, I get an invite. Oh, now you're sympathising with me, not the birthday boy. Well, we started pitying Billsby, then we met this Rhodders character. Billsby's a fine, strapping specimen of a man in comparison. Were Billsby not very much taken, I could be his wingman. Who was his wingman? They died of boredom. But yeah, I do have an awful lot of hazard tape. I will present my wares to you. It's not a euphemism. There we go, you probably saw it on the way in. Comes in 2 colours. That works. There is the albino variety. Never as popular. Wonderful, they're wonderful stuff. But anyone like to try before they buy? You, sir. You look like a hazardous man.
Take it. Try him. Sure. Try. What do I do with it?
Well, that's the question. You've got to check that it works first of all. I mean, is this what if you were to buy a car? Would you go to the car salesman? Oh, what do I do with it? Oh, not another one. Oh, imagine I'm being so desperate to sell a car, you teach the sod to drive beforehand. Those rolls are piling up in my house. I am desperate to sell this. I mean, we will have fun watching this all back on tape, I'm sure. It tastes what?
Chemically.
Yes. Well, he's eaten it. The glue, I should have warned you earlier, the glue has mildly hallucinogenic properties, so you're going to have a lovely evening. Oh, Billsby, I didn't know you changed colour and revolved. Oh, you can fly. Oh, we'll go to Planet Billsby.
Wiz Khalifa would be proud.
Wiz Khalifa? Oh yes, he did a song called Black and Yellow, because he's the only dullard that invested in more entertainment than I did. For those of you not into music for the last 10 minutes, there is a rapper called Wiz Khalifa who sung a song called Black and Yellow. About his passion for hazard tape. I mean, it is a fact that the more you explain a joke, the more it sort of dissolves into a black hole which sucks all atmosphere from the town. We found the audience here who like Wiz Khalifa. It sounds like a euphemism for going to the toilet, doesn't it? I'm just off for a Wiz Khalifa. If it comes out black and yellow, though, go to your GP. Oh dear. Well, I'll sign you up for a subscription of £8.99 a month. You'll get 10 rolls a month. It is ridiculous, though. It's causing a hazard in my room. I trip over the pile of hazard tape every time I go to the loo. I think it would actually be safer to wet the bed. Less likely to turn an ankle. Although in winter I do have an electric blanket, so I'll have to let that down. Oh God, and I'm very glad that ordering on an app has disappeared. Thank God for that. Thank God that's not happening here, because the poor bar staff will get run over by the horse and carriage on the way. Thank God. Ordering on an app, awful, so painful. I mean, you'd want to... I forgot my password, reset it, signed a terms of service agreement. I'll be very, very sober. It's like sexting on a Nokia 3310. You're at the third word and you've lost your erection. Terrible. Parallel beer also does that to you. Oh, ridiculous. Speaking of substances, you seem like an accepting bunch of people. Anyone here tried magic mushrooms? I mean, I don't normally tell people. I have I kept the story buried for a very, very long time. But it is just like in the films. You have it, you eat the mushroom, obviously, taste minging, and then suddenly it all goes very fear and loathing in Las Vegas. And you can have, like, it's gone a bit Shoreditch now, this sort of thing, but you can have some really spiritual experiences. And then you come out talking like this. Oh yes, I saw the totality of the universe, and I was still really great. Yeah, you can have these spiritual experiences. I didn't. I just got wacky visuals. My mate Craig really had an existential crisis. What am I? Why are we here? Who are we? What is this universe that I'm in? And he looked to me for answers, and I said, "Oh, Craig, I'm really sorry. I can't take you seriously when you keep changing colour. I'm not the right sort of person to have spiritual experiences with." Unbelievable. You get different, like each to their own. Like you're never forcing things upon people, but people are quite uncomfortable sometimes. I get mixed response when I tell these stories to my friends. Some of them are all very interested. Some of them are like, oh, I say, oh, would you ever try hallucinogenics? Like, oh no, I'm perfectly happy as I am. Is the defensive response I get. Well, same. I'm perfectly happy. I'm even happier on drugs. Kind of the point, isn't it? Not available at Lloyd's. I tried. Not even for the staff. I mean, alcohol's an insane thing, isn't it? How is that still allowed? Let's give something that completely makes you violent and belligerent and serve it in buckets. Which reminds me, recently I got embroiled in running a pub. Shocking. It's a very, very strange pub. Landlords have unfortunately had a lot of time on their hands, and what most people do during lockdown, they baked banana bread, they got a bit fat. The owner of the Jolly Anglers in Reading built a swimming pool without telling the council. He's from Kosovo, and such concepts as health and safety don't exist. As through pure accident of birth, I speak a bit better English than him, so I have to do all his risk assessing. So I said, Jamal, because that's his name. I said, obviously, main risk of having a pool in the pub garden is that a drunk person might fall in and drown. And he goes, oh, don't worry, I've thought of this. We'll keep the pool nice and cold, so when they fall in, they'll sober up. I said, I'm not sending that to Reading Borough Council. Oh dear, that's absolutely unbelievable. That's bonkers. But yeah, you do wonder what on earth he's going to do next. Pubs, obviously, we talked about the link between booze and makes you a bit aggressive. I love a fight. Love a fight.
Batty boy.
Yeah. To watch, though, obviously. I mean, look at my slight frame. I get let alone being blown over by strong winds. I get knocked for six by a gentle eddy. He's not so gentle though if you steal his sweets. Did someone sneeze or is it there? It's very scary. There were neighbours there, they left the show. Rave review that. But yeah, I love watching a fight because it saves you getting a pay-per-view boxing match, doesn't it? It's a wonderful thing to watch. Get a deck chair, sit across a rough pub and just watch the fists fly. If they're wearing silver clothes, you could pretend it's Robot Wars. Excellent. But the best one I witnessed the other week, centre of Reading, almost like clockwork. They've almost got a schedule. It's very well organised. One bloke yelled at the other, "I need you to hit me first, because then it's self-defence." I mean, the lout is entirely right. That is how the law works. Unfortunately, he was too clever. His opponent, he refused. So the first guy just punched himself in the face. Not sure who won that one. Probably society. We're all very well dressed in Winchester tonight. In Reading, the hoodie seems to be very much in fashion. Still, do you remember? It was not so long ago. We were told to be scared of people in hoodies. Ridiculous, isn't it? And then good old David Cameron came along and ran the misguided Hug a Hoodie campaign. Although I've never ever been assaulted by anyone in a hoodie until I started trying to hug them. That was ridiculous. I mean, Billsby worked worked for the postal service. I had a job which I think rivals it in lunacy. I once read travel news in a radio station in Basingstoke, just down the road. Woo! Yeah. I can't drive. So I was the world's biggest backseat driver. Ludicrous. Sorry, what was that at the back? You want me to do a travel bulletin? I mean, it's been many years, and I wouldn't normally, but seeing as you laugh you ask so politely, I wouldn't want to spoil the party. Let's take a look at the roads around Basingstoke. A33 towards the Blackdown roundabout. Queuing in both directions there, 10 minutes delay. Swing Swang Lane, though, flowing freely both directions, looking much better after the earlier delays. If you're approaching the Festival Place shopping centre, you'll be held up there for around about 10 minutes, looking quite congested. Blackdown roundabout, A33 looking much better. And if you've spotted something I've missed, give me a call, please, on 03332 400 380. And that was a job. Thank you very much, Rhodders.